when she was pretty young. I think around probably age of 5 or 6, when she was just doing, rec basketball league type stuff. It was a boys' tournament. Well, they ended up winning the tournament. One of the mothers complained because a girl shouldn't be allowed to play in a boys' tournament. Scored quite a few goals in soccer, and the same way with basketball. I mean, she would pull up from the free throw line on a 6 or 7 foot hoop and make it pretty consistently.
You think you know Caitlin Clark? Think again. Did you know she played on boys' teams until 6th grade? That's right, the NCAA scoring queen started her journey competing against the guys, and you won't believe how it shaped her game. Alright, let's rewind the clock and take a trip back to where it all began for Caitlin Clark. Picture this, a young girl with a basketball in her hands, determination in her eyes, and a whole lot of boys to compete against. That's right, Caitlin wasn't just playing with the girls, she was taking on the boys until she hit 6th grade. But why was she playing with the boys? Simple, there weren't enough girls' teams around. So Caitlin did what any future superstar would do. She stepped up to the challenge. And let me tell you, those early games against the boys, they weren't just fun and games. They were the forge that started shaping Caitlin into the unstoppable force she is today. Now, let's talk about Caitlin's family for a second. You know how some families are all about sports? Well, the Clarks take that to a whole new level. Caitlin's dad, Brent, wasn't just a casual player. He was a multi-sport athlete at Simpson College, tearing it up in both basketball and baseball. And her big brother, Blake, he wasn't slouching either. This guy won 2 state football championships and then went on to play at Iowa State. Talk about some big shoes to fill. But here's the thing, growing up in a family like that isn't always easy. Caitlin's brothers, she called them her biggest supporters and her biggest haters. Now that's a combo that'll light a fire under you. Imagine trying to keep up with older brothers who are already crushing it in their own sports. It's like having your own personal training camp right in your backyard. And speaking of the backyard, that's where some of the real action went down.
For her freshman year of high school, and they had seen her play, obviously in the AAU circuit, and they were predicting her to be top level. Some of them said that even as a freshman in high school, they could have played on their D1 team.
How did that feel to watch your daughter win National Player of the Year?
Quite amazing, honestly. It's just been a fabulous journey this far. And
played enough, and I always kind of jokingly say about all women's sport, or basketball in particular, that they don't have the dunk.
Caitlin wasn't just playing casual games with her brothers. She was battling every single day. You think she became a scoring machine overnight? No way. She was out there for hours, practicing her shots, working on her handles, all to beat her brothers. But it wasn't just about the skills. Caitlin was developing something else, something that you can't teach, that killer instinct. She hated losing so much that she'd get in trouble at school for being too competitive. Can you believe that? Getting in trouble for wanting to win too much? That's when you know you've got a future champion on your hands. Let me tell you a story that really shows what Caitlin's made of. Picture this, young Caitlin playing in a game against some boys. Things are getting rough out there. One boy in particular is playing extra physical, trying to throw her off her game. Now, a lot of kids might have backed down or complained to the ref, but not Caitlin. You know what she did? She got mad. Sure, but then she got even. She turned around and physically outplayed that boy, showing him and everyone else that she wasn't just there to participate, she was there to dominate.
She sees the game differently than anyone I've ever met. The game is slower for her.
When did you first notice that her fame was growing to a point that you might not have expected?
It's more than just an individual award. It really is a team award. Like I know you've mentioned multiple times, the assist element of the game is such an important element of her game.
Knowing how hard she works at her game and her love for the game and her passion, I'm not surprised either.
That's the kind of fire that you can't teach. That's the kind of competitiveness that separates the good from the great. And Caitlin, she had it in spades from day one. You might think Caitlin Clark's success is all about her insane basketball skills, but hold up. There's way more to this story than just raw talent. Sure, she's got game, but what if I told you that's not even half of what makes her special? Let's talk about Caitlin off the court for a second. This girl isn't just draining threes and dishing out assists. She's crushing it in the classroom too. We're talking about an honors student here, folks. And get this, she's majoring in marketing. That's right. While she's busy becoming a basketball legend, she's also planning for life after the final buzzer. But wait, it gets better. You know what Caitlin does when she's not practicing or studying? She's in the kitchen, whipping up a storm. Yeah, you heard that right. Our basketball phenom has a secret passion for cooking and baking. We're talking chocolate chip pancakes, brownies, cookies, the whole 9 yards. Now I know what you're thinking. How the heck does she have time for all this? I mean, come on. She's breaking NCAA scoring records, maintaining a killer GPA, and still finding time to bake cookies. It doesn't seem possible, right? But here's the thing. All these different interests, they're not distractions. They're part of the secret sauce that makes Caitlin Clark who she is. Think about it. The focus it takes to nail a difficult recipe, that's the same focus she brings to the court. The creativity in the kitchen, that translates to her playmaking skills. And let's not forget about that marketing major. You think that's just a backup plan? No way. Caitlin's using those skills right now to build her brand, to understand the business side of basketball. She's not just playing the game, she's changing it. But it's more than just skills transfer. It's about balance. See, a lot of athletes get so caught up in their sport that they lose touch with everything else. Not Caitlin. She's keeping her mind sharp, her interests diverse. And you know what that does? It makes her more resilient. When things get tough on the court, she's got other things to fall back on, other ways to recharge. Caitlin herself put it best. She said, I think it's just the style of basketball that I play, but also I think people love the fire and the emotion that I have and like the smile I always have on my face. That fire, that emotion, that comes from a life fully lived, not just hours in the gym. Remember that dream board she had as a kid? The one where she wrote down goals like play in the WNBA and earn a basketball scholarship? And well, she didn't just write down basketball dreams. She dreamed big in every area of her life. And now she's living those dreams on and off the court. So yeah, Caitlin Clark is a basketball superstar, but she's also a stellar student, a budding entrepreneur, and apparently one heck of a baker. And all of those pieces come together to make her the unstoppable force she is on the court. You think breaking records and winning games is tough? Try dealing with the haters when you're at the top of your game. That's exactly what Caitlin Clark's facing as she steps into the WNBA spotlight, but let me tell you, this girl's not just handling the pressure, she's thriving on it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Not everyone in the WNBA is rolling out the red carpet for Caitlin. Take Diana Taurasi, the WNBA legend herself. She's been throwing some serious shade Clark's way. It's like watching a battle of the generations play out right in front of us. Taurasi's not pulling any punches, and some people are wondering if she's feeling a little threatened by all the attention Clark's getting. But it's not just Taurasi. Remember Angel Reese, Clark's rival from that epic NCAA championship game? She's been quick to point out that the WNBA isn't just about one player. It's like she's saying, hey, don't forget about the rest of us. You can almost feel the tension building, can't you? Now, imagine you're Caitlin Clark. You've just had this incredible college career. You're the talk of the basketball world. And then boom, you're facing skepticism from the very league you're about to join. That's enough to shake anyone's confidence, right? But here's where Caitlin Clark shows why she's not just any player. Instead of getting rattled, she's using all this doubt as fuel. It's like she's got this internal fire, and every skeptical comment, every dismissive remark, it's just throwing more logs on that fire. Remember when Clark said, I really struggled with understanding losing? That's not just about games. It's about her whole mindset. She's not here to lose, whether it's on the court or in the court of public opinion. Every challenge is just another opponent to beat. And beat them she has. Want proof? How about this? Caitlin Clark got invited to practice with Team USA for the Olympics. That's right. While some WNBA players are questioning her impact, the national team is saying, we want you on our court. Talk about rising above the doubters. But here's the real kicker. All this skepticism, all these challenges, they're not breaking Caitlin Clark. They're making her stronger. It's like she's in this intense training program, but instead of just physical drills, she's also toughening up mentally. Every critic is just another weight she's lifting, making her stronger for the real competition. And let's be real, the WNBA is going to be a whole new ball game. The players are faster, stronger, more experienced. But Caitlin's not just bringing her skills to the league, she's bringing this battle-tested mentality. She's already proven she can handle pressure, that she can perform when everyone's watching and judging. You know who gets it? Charles Barkley. This basketball legend is out there telling everyone to appreciate what Caitlin's bringing to the WNBA. He sees what a lot of others are missing, that Clark isn't just good for herself, she's good for the whole league.